What is up, YouTube? Back again, second video of the day, and this time we're putting the NFC East to the back burner and taking a look in front of me at all 32 helmets of all 32 NFL teams and how I predict them to finish. So let's start it off real simple. We got the AFC East. So obviously first place, New England Patriots. I shouldn't have to describe this that much. Don't worry about the receiver situation because Tom Brady will turn some no-name piece of shit into a stud receiver in the NFL. Maybe he'll get to two receivers. We never know. Second place, I actually have kind of a surprise. I got the Bills in second place. I think E.J. Manuel, he will be healthy. He's starting week 1. I think he's gonna be a good quarterback for the Bills this year and in years to come. I think right now they still have their secondary intact. I don't know how long Jarius Byrd will be around for in Buffalo, but I do know Gilmore and Byrd make a good 1-2 punch in that secondary, and I think C.J. Spiller puts their offense above some of the other offenses in the division. Third place, we got the Dolphins. Yeah, they went out and they, spent a lot of money, got Mike Wallace, but I don't know. The Dolphins are still a little bit of a question mark for me. I'm not a true Tannehill believer yet, and that defense, having lost, I believe they lost someone on their defense, Carlos Dansby. That's a big loss for them. Also, no more Reggie Bush in Miami. He's gone to Detroit. And the seller of the AFC East, the New York Jets. Is there much more to say? Geno's going to start, which is the right move, but it does not matter. He has no weapons. He's a rookie quarterback. The defense has no Revis. This is just going to be a nightmare season for the Jets. Expect something of a 4-12 record or something like that. We move right along to the AFC North, and I started off with my division winner this year, the Cincinnati Bengals. Mark my word, Andy Dalton is going to put himself in conversation for top 10 quarterbacks this year with a solid year. He's got A.J. Green to throw to. That's a solid target. He's still got Jermaine Gresham around. The Bengals, solid on both sides of the ball, real professional-oriented, and not trying to do anything too flashy, but their offense moves the ball and their defense gets off the field. That's what you need to do in the end after when push comes to shove. Second place, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, you never know. He could win the division. But I think the loss of Mike Wallace will be huge for that offense. Antonio Brown, Heath Miller are going to have to really step their game up and carry this offense in terms of receiving. And their rushing attack is all mixed right now with Le'Veon Bell up in there. Who else is all big backs? But I'm not really sure how confident I am in their running game. Third place, the defending champion Baltimore Ravens. I think they start off tonight with a loss against the Broncos, and that just starts a season of mediocrity. Maybe 8-8. This division is not going to be a bad division whatsoever, but yeah, 8-8 or so. I think they're going to take a step back. Torrey Smith is not going to have the year he had last year. We know how Flacco puts up numbers, and I don't think it will be enough. If their defense can shine, and some people say that the defense will be even better than last year, then maybe they even have a chance to win this division. But I'm going to have to put them at third right now. And in fourth place, I got the Cleveland Browns. I think they're making steps in the right direction. Brandon Weeden could be the quarterback of the future here, but they're still a long way from competing in this solid division. Next up, AFC South. Mark my words, Andrew Luck wins the division. I know the Texans are solid, but Andrew Luck, he has T.Y. Hilton, still has Reggie Wayne, a decent defense on the other side for the Colts, and that's a team that seems like a 10-6, 11-5 team, enough to win the division in my opinion. Next up in second place, we got the Houston Texans. Everyone knows that the Houston Texans have the best defensive player in the league right now, J.J. Watt. He is a factor, a major, major factor, but not enough of a factor is Matt Schaub on offense to keep this offense, to keep up with the Colts and teams like that, and I think Houston finishes second, maybe a wild card for them. In third place, I like the Tennessee Titans. Jake Locker, University of Washington grad, starting to settle in maybe into that quarterback position. But mainly just because you can't put them behind the Jaguars, who are going to be, in my opinion, the second worst team in the AFC. They're just terrible. That's the AFC South. And the AFC West, we got the Denver Broncos. I think they start off with a win tonight. How can you deny their weapons on offense with Peyton Manning, Wes Welker, Demaryius Thomas? I mean, it's just stacked up. Their defense is going to be solid once again. That's how they got to the playoffs last year, except for their secondary was terrible. But no Von Miller for the first 6 games. That could come up big, especially when they're playing the Giants in Week 2. I'm glad they're not playing. Second place, actually, I got the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to be much improved. I think Andy Reid's going to be good for this team. Obviously, Alex Smith, an upgraded quarterback from what they've had in the past couple of years. And it's a lot of it's going to rely on the health of a lot of their players. Jamal Charles, that's a running back that can be a top 5 running back in this league if he can stay healthy. Third place, I got the San Diego Chargers. I don't really like the Chargers, never did, but you can't, again, same situation as the South. You can't put them behind the Oakland Raiders, who are my pick for the worst team in the league. You're telling me Terrell Pryor is going to be your starting quarterback? Oh my God. Their real only weapon is Darren McFadden. Other than that, the whole team is just garbage. Sebastian Janikowski, their kicker, is a beast. I'll give them that. Moving over to the NFC now. So with the NFC East, as I said earlier, the Giants in first. I think we have enough weapons on offense and just enough firepower on defense. I think our defensive line is going to come back to life this season, and we will finish in first. The Redskins will finish in second with a 9-7 record. I think RG3 is going to recover well, as I said in my NFC East preview video. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. Especially for you Eagle, Cowboy, and Redskins fans that want to talk trash, and you Giants fans that want to rep. Third place, the Cowboys. I think they're going to have the same record as the Redskins, but maybe lose a late game. You know how Tony Romo gets with those late season games. They're starting to look like a team that could maybe push and become a contender in this league, but not this year. And fourth place, the lowly Eagles. Riley Cooper, Kerry Williams. Nice little skirmish today. Your team's a joke. Last place. NFC North, we got the Green Bay Packers. How can you not put Aaron Rodgers in first place? This guy's an absolute boss. Don't forget on defense, they're led by Clay Matthews, one of the best in the league at what he does. This is an 11-12 win team in a division that the Bears are going to be pretty easy. I mean, it's a tough division, but I still see the Packers getting at least 11 wins. Second place, I'm going to go on a limb this year and say that the Minnesota Vikings, I actually had it as the Lions, but I'm going to switch it right now and say the Minnesota Vikings finish in second place. I like the Lions, but I just have troubles putting it together. You can't doubt Adrian Peterson at running back for the Vikings. You can't doubt that Christian Ponder could sprout this year into a mid-level quarterback, one that's solid, and you can't doubt the fact that they were a playoff team last year. Third place, however, is the Detroit Lions. Calvin Johnson. Now they add Reggie Bush, which is a big addition. Stafford throws the ball all over the field. If he can stay healthy, Calvin stays healthy, Reggie stays healthy, and a defense produces, they could even finish second in this division. And fourth place, bring up the rear, we got the Bears. Jay Cutler, not a believer. The defense is getting old. We know Urlacher's gone, and we'll just have to see what happens to this defense this year. That thing is going to get torn apart. Now we go to the NFC South, and the first place team is the Dirty Birds, Atlanta Falcons. How can you go wrong with the Falcons right now? Very solid team, solid up front defensively. Not really sure about their linebackers. Their secondary's young, but they do have University of Washington stud rookie corner Desmond Trufant. I'm telling you, he's going to be a beast to all you Falcon fans out there. DBN, Dirty Bird Nation. Second place, I got the Saints. Sean Payton will make a difference in this team. Their offense is going to be click, click, click back again. But I'm worried about that receiving core. It's getting old. It's getting monotonous. And hopefully Drew Brees can make it work. And I don't doubt that he will, but their defense is still going to suck, and they're still going to finish in second place. Third place, I got the Panthers. They're starting to make their way up into relevancy again. Cam Newton and that team won their last 4 games last year. They finished 7-9, but not relevant enough to contend with the Falcons or Saints. Not even close yet. Fourth place, Josh Freeman and the Buccaneers. That offense has holes. The defense has holes, and this is a tough division, and they just cannot compete. Okay, so although they did, Darrelle Revis is a big signing for the Buccaneers, a big trade because they need a good corner in a league with all those quarterbacks. Then finally, the NFC West. I got the Seahawks in first place. Russell Wilson, don't doubt him. I mean, this secondary is a beast with Sherman, Browner. Who else do they have in that secondary? What's his name? Earl Thomas. Ridiculous. San Francisco in second place. Kaepernick is the real deal, especially in fantasy football. He runs, he passes. Vernon Davis is a good target. Unfortunately, took a hit with the Crabtree. But they should be still a solid team. Third place, and I like them so much, but I had to pick them in third, the Rams. Tavon Austin's going to be just a jitterbug for this team. He's going to do it all over the field, gain a lot of yards, but they're still a couple steps away. And in my opinion, the second to worst team in the NFC, the Arizona Cardinals, finish in last. So who's my playoff teams? Of course, the 4 division winners. In the AFC, the Patriots, Colts, Broncos, and Bengals all win the division. The seeding, Broncos first, Patriots second, Colts third, and Bengals fourth. And my 2 wildcard teams that I like out of the AFC are the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. In the playoffs, in the AFC, I think in the first round, the Bengals will take out the Steelers. And I think that's a tough one. Oh no, the Bengals. No, my bad. Let me redo that. In the first round of the playoffs, the 5 seed Texans will take out the Bengals, like they did last year, and the Colts will beat the Steelers. Moving on to the next round, the Broncos will get the Texans, and I think the Broncos will hold them off and make it to the AFC Championship game. I do think that the Patriots will be not strong enough and will go down to the Colts in the playoffs. So we got a Broncos versus Colts AFC Championship game, and unfortunately I think Peyton Manning wins it against his old team, and the Broncos make it to the Super Bowl out of the AFC. In the NFC, I got the Falcons, Seahawks, Packers, and Giants all winning their divisions. The seedings, Falcons first, Seahawks second, Packers third, and Giants fourth. And I like the Saints and the Redskins to win the wild card. In the playoffs, we got the 5th-seeded Saints against the 4th-seeded Giants. And you know what? I'm going to be honest and say I think the Saints will beat the Giants in the first round of the playoffs. I don't think we have the defense to slow their offense, although we could score a lot of points on them. Also, I like the Redskins to also upset the Green Bay Packers. The Packers just always get upset, it seems like, in the playoffs. So moving on, we got the Falcons hosting the Redskins, and I think the Falcons make it back. NFC Championship game it is. Also, the Seahawks take it on the Saints. I think the Seahawks win. We got a 1 versus 2 battle, and give me the Seahawks. The strong defense will slow Matt Ryan. We know how he plays in big games. Seahawks make it to the Super Bowl against the Broncos, and give me the Seattle Seahawks to win the 2013-2014, well, it'll be in 2014 Super Bowl right here in New York, New Jersey area. Good luck to everyone. If your team's going to suck, you're going to suck. If your team does well, great. This is a long video. Hope everyone enjoys the NFL season. It starts tonight in approximately 4 hours. Can't wait. Let's get it on.